Namaste, my beautiful queens. This subject, I always want to make more of this, but before I start, I already shared with you this absolutely beautiful, absolutely above and beyond any words, beautiful website of Luna and Soul. You know, it's incredible when I've realized, I did not realize at the beginning that those are their real names, but Luna in Russian Luna, the moon, or in Italian also La Luna, and in Spanish Sol, Солнце, sun. And even in my book, which I started to write a long time ago, 5 years ago, through all my life, it was this expression, the sun and the moon. And I had one of the nickname I had was the sun and the moon. I will not tell you why now, but it was a simple explanation to it that I was born when both of the planets were in Leo, close to midnight. So those two people are, they went through tremendous journey. They are united TFs. And this website, why, I can't even imagine how I found them. It was such a blessing. And I'm going to put the link under this video. You find everything there, so skillfully put together with so much love. And their own story, Luna and Soul, Sun and Moon, their own story is amazing and unbelievable, also kind of a forbidden love. Well, you know, we all are, TFs are in kind of the type of a forbidden love or something complicated, but you will never be sorry for going and checking this website. It's just what is amazing about it is you know, if I was able to put all the information I've read in so many years of my life, being absolutely obsessed. I have obsession when it comes to book. It's just I'm obsessed. I see if it's gonna be a diamond store and it's gonna be Barnes and Nobles or a bookstore, I will not even notice. I don't notice nothing. You leave me in a bookstore and you can forget me there, and you can leave me there in the morning and come in the evening, pick me up. So but everything which I knew and know and learning, they put it all together on this website, but in such beautiful, loving way that it's easy for any of you to understand, and the most important, to apply it onto your life. They have a spiritual awakening course, they have to inflame soulmate course, and it's all like, you just read it, it's free, it's totally free. So what I want to talk about today is the love. Unfortunately, my beauties, I want to really to make you understand. I want you to please understand it, that our childhood creates our life when we are grown up, especially when it comes to relationship. I didn't get this from the books. Those of you who know me longer enough know that I told you many times that my own childhood, I've seen it all, and I can tell you how tremendously important it is for you to be able to build the life, the good relationship with someone who will value you and respect you, and you will value and respect them. It's necessary to look into our childhood to heal those wounds. So the subject today, why we use to search for love to escape ourselves. It is the story of so many of us, including myself, when I thought, since I was very little, that as soon as I find him, and then my life is going to turn into a fairy tale, because he's going to love me the way I am. He's finally going to be someone who's going to love me. And it's not possible to find love outside. I know it's difficult. I know it's complicated. I know. But the problem is, my queens, if you run away from it, you're gonna, unfortunately, create those relationships with people who don't, like a wounded child. You would create relationship with another wounded child, but his wounds, his inner child wounds, will turn him into, you would become an empath, he would become a narcissist, and until you heal it. So most of us, we all want love, and we unfortunately all want, we crave approval and affection from others. It's just part of us. It's almost not possible to get rid of it. Probably there is nothing else in the world that is so strong enough. It's primal enough. Our longing for love. So why then so little of us are happy in love? I wanted even to ask you to create a video specifically to ask you, girls, send me some happy love stories, maybe of your grandmothers, grandfathers, somebody. Show me happy love story, because after I read all these letters and emails of yours, I just get so I get so down. I just sit and stare into the space outside on the grass, and I'm trying to put myself together, because I hurt so much for each one of you. We need to belong. We need to feel loved. This is normal. This is not something abnormal. What we want to feel loved, and it's wonderful to feel loved. But what happens is, when we search for love, we have these unconscious motives. We unfortunately start to search for love out of fear and out of our wounds. So we ending up suffering. We don't experience, like, why is that? We tend to get into same kind of toxic patterns over and over again. When we love and we don't have that love inside, when the love we have distract us from ourselves, unfortunately it breaks up, it breaking us. Then we try to find someone else, but we try to find someone else to feel the hole inside of us. That is what we have to understand. We try to find love to feel the hole inside of us. Or we get bored, or we get scared. Then cycle goes on and on again. So what most of us doing? Why we use the search for love? To escape ourselves. Out of the, believe it or not, simplest reason why we search for love to escape ourselves is because as children, and I already said, as children we were programmed kind of for that. We were conditioned to believe, especially girls with all those fairy tales, that romantic love is the greatest thing in life. So from a very early age, maybe you were 2, maybe you were 3, maybe you were 4, you were watching all those cartoons, you read all those fairy tales about these beautiful princesses and princes falling in love, getting married happily ever after, and those beliefs, they surrounding romantic love, they are just deeply kind of imprinted in our young minds, in our fragile young girl, little girl's mind. So as we grow up, this idea that the search for love is somehow is a purpose of life also then continues when we grow up with Hollywood, Bollywood, Hollywood films, books, songs, and so on and so on. So we continue searching for that love. Now, can you see why so many of us fall into this trap of using love as the form of escaping? We were just kind of brainwashed, if we can say so, as children, to see it's the only path to happiness and fulfillment. Now, there is another reason. Second reason why we use love. It's a drug. It's a kind of a drug to numb and avoid our pain in this attempt of feeling that void inside of us. It's kind of like ecstasy. It's this life suddenly, when you fall in love, it suddenly, the butterflies in the stomach, it suddenly feels magical. You feel inspired, you feel alive again, you feel anything is possible. Then all these waves of joy, you feel this warm, tingly sensations. You feel, you start believing in yourself. This optimism replaces your negative outlook in life. Falling in love is amazingly transformational adventure, transcendental. There is, if you like to use the word transcendental, as me, as someone who graduated philosophy, unfortunately I often tend to use this words. So it is blessing, yeah, absolutely blessing to experience something so pure as love. So how can such an experience become kind of corrupted? The answer to this is, unfortunately, when finding love is used as a way of escaping ourselves, it becomes more like a drug to numb our pain than our spiritual journey. The experience is conditioned. And this experience is something like this. You must make me happy and distract me enough from my pain and my wounds and my emptiness in order for this to work. So when this condition isn't met, the relationship begins to fall apart. Again, you have your wounds, he has his wounds. You try to fill your holes with him. He tries to compensate his wounds with you, just using different methods. And then, unfortunately, it's only going to bring us pain. We are quite resourceful when it comes to escape our inner sorrow, our inner rage, our inner loneliness, our inner emptiness, anything. It's like we try to run away from ourselves constantly. It's just to be destructive. It can be food, it can be drama, it can be drugs, it can be alcohol or social gathering, all kinds of horrific things, which unfortunately always self-destructing. Unfortunately, men are, mostly women tend to more go into searching and trying to find a spiritual path to do something with those wounds. Unfortunately, boys mostly go into drugs, alcohol, and sex is also an addiction. It is such an addiction as, unfortunately, alcohol or drugs. So men can go and start to be addicted, and it's self-destructing as well, because sex is not just two bodies coming together. These are all the chakras coming together, all the flows and all the energy. So you have to know and trust and feel something to the one you having it to. It's boys don't get it. They think it's like, you know, or this is as simple as drinking a cup of water or smoking a cigarette. Some of them, of course, start smoking as well. So unfortunately, love of this sort, when we try to find someone to give us that joy and happiness, this becomes also our attempt to run away from those wounds. And unfortunately, because no one can really do anything for those wounds but us ourselves, it all gonna fall apart. What better way to distract yourself and feel the void inside if you chasing after your so-called soulmate or somebody else? There was so many told already about it, and I so much want you to hear me, because, you know, if I had a magic wand, if I could just like wave my hands and say, anyone who's, actually maybe I should try doing it, because some of the healers do it. They just say, I'm gonna wave my hands and I'm just gonna heal you. I wish I could do it, but you know, I wish I could wave my hands. I say, now I am waving my hands, and all your inner wounds, childhood traumas, your inner child is healed, and you never going to be suffering from those. And this way you are not going to be running after a soulmate or karmic soulmate or chasing somebody, because you don't ever have to do it anymore, because you are whole. And then in your life there will come someone who also whole without wounds. It's not wound attracts wound, and then you're gonna build this beautiful relationship. But just when we start running after a soulmate or after twin flame, the runner, so-called runner, chaser, we are running from we're not chasing him, we are running from our void inside. We are running, and I already told you that this is awakening process, my beauties, not just for them, it's for us. Many and many and many and many, I don't even know how many, consider and blame the soulmate or karmic partner. They come in our life to awaken us, even if it's a painful awakening. It's not just I am awakened and I am chasing after him. He is running away because he is not awakened. We are not awakened either, because we have inner wounds. If you run after someone, if you chase someone, my beautiful, beautiful souls, please hear me, somebody, please hear me. If you're chasing after someone, if you're waiting for someone, if you're running after someone, this is how you distract yourself from facing and trying to heal the void inside, those inner wounds. It's just you take it as a quest for finding your happily ever after. You believe, my beautiful souls, if you are with him, if only he was with you, If only he was right here, and he was right here just in front of you, and you could just do this to him, and he was with you, you would be happiest being on the face of this planet, another planet. But my beauties, life is not just you doing this to him, or you doing this to him and say, oh, you cutie pie, you have such beautiful eyes and dimples and whatever. You just have to understand that's not just that. You would live every day together. You would see, and you would have to solve millions of problems. And when you would start being together, not just making love and hugging and kissing, but solving tons of problems, and this routine kicks in. And you're not gonna wear evening gown 24 hours a day. You're not gonna sleep with makeup on. You will be in front of him the way you are, and you have to believe you are beautiful, you are wonderful, you are amazing, you are smart, you deserve him, he deserves you. If you have the wounds and insecurities, and he has his wounds and his insecurities, because everyone we meet, we mirror. Everyone has our mirror, whether we want it or not. It's just different type of wounds he has. Then you realize that all the issues rise. When you just, oh gosh, if only he was with me, if only he was with me, if only he was with me, here you go, then something happened and you are together. And first days, weeks, probably even months, as everything is fine, then issues start to rise. Because the wounds inside of you are not healed. The wounds inside of him are not healed. He misbehaves because the wounds are there by mistreating you, but you allow him mistreat you because your wounds are not healed. Please understand, this happily ever after only can happen if you are healed and he is healed. He's not gonna solve your problems. He's not gonna love you for you. He's not going to respect you for yourself if you don't have respect inside. What better way to distract yourself and fill the void inside of you than chasing after your soulmate or twin flame? And that promise you give yourself, happily ever after. So you want someone to solve those problems which no one can solve but yourself. No one can solve them by yourself. As like no one can quit smoking for you, or, you know, start exercising for you. 10 signs you use love to escape yourself. Again, my beauties, I'm going to put the link. I have fever for several days already. I'm going to put the link under this video to the website of Luna and Soul. Their information is energetically very charged because they are TFs who are united. They're putting all this material together out there, so it is working beautifully. 10 signs you're using love to escape yourself. If you are someone who wants the truth, I hope you want the truth. So, love is like a sensitive topic, very sensitive topic. And many people prefer to live in fantasy land rather than something real. And this is understandable. This is our escape again from ourselves. But love doesn't need to be used as a form of, or a way to escape. If you do it, it will be toxic. If you don't use love as a form to escape, but use love as love, have love as love, this can be life-changing. Now, ask yourself, am I using the search for love to escape myself? Ask yourself this simple question. Am I using the search for love to escape myself? Now, these are the signs if you do. First, you believe that you are not complete without him. Soulmate, romantic partner, twin flame, you're not complete. I am not complete. I'm not complete. I can't live without him. I will die. First. Second, you can't cope with being alone or spending time by yourself. Definitely not my story. I think I can spend a year by myself or several. 3, you are relationship hopper. You jump from one relationship to another quickly. This is rarely happened to any of you who listen, I'm pretty sure. But this is one of the signs. Next, your life centers around the pursuit of finding your one true love. Like this is the central idea of everything. Must find my true love. So you go and sign up on those courses, which someone wrote me an email. They offered me a course for $1,500 a week, and then after that they said I will find my twin flame. And then this woman, she walked a very long path of 2 or 3 years of spiritual working, and she wrote me this email. And I know that I'm not a twin flame, so they would just take my money, and I would be searching for something which is not here. So your life centers around the pursuit of finding one true love. Next, all of your personal hopes and dreams are wound up in your search for love. All your personal hopes, all your personal dreams. Next, on some level you believe that the perfect relationship will solve all of your problems, girls. Honestly, honestly. Really, this is very, very often happens. You believe that perfect relationship will solve all of your problems. Next, you have had very dramatic and stormy relationships in the past. Toxic relationship after toxic relationship, usually that's why it happens, when the wounds are not healed. You feel the looming sense of anxiety in your relationship. You have anxiety. Next, you want a deep and soulful relationship, but you always somehow end up with shallow surface partners. And the last one, you consider yourself a romantic or idealist type of person. That would be me. I consider myself romantic. Why did we particularly talking about these things? Because if you answered yes more to one of those questions, you are using search for love as the escape from yourself. And you are driven by romantic idealism and then belief that your one true love will come and save you, will come and heal you, will come and complete you, will come and love you, will come and solve all your inner insecurities. This is unfortunately not how it happens. And again, we come again to the lack of self-worth, self-value, self-love, and self-respect. Because when we have a lack of self-worth, we believe that our happiness depends on another person. This is how it is. And when you are not with that person, or with a person you think you should find, you feel anxiety. You feel the sense of something is lacking in your life. In order to find, this is a dilemma, in order to find that perfect partner, the sense of wholeness can and must be found within yourself. How I wish I could wave my hands and make it happen. Until that sense of wholeness you can find within yourself, it is not possible to find that someone who can make you happy until you have it in you. The problem is, once you do find someone, you do find a partner, you attract a person who fulfills your unconscious need to escape and numb yourself. But because such relationship would be based on this unspoken desire, when it stops fulfilling this function, it quickly begins to fall apart, leaving you heartbroken. Because you feel empty, painful, and alone inside. You can't stand being by yourself. You need to learn to feel wholeness within yourself. How? What to do? I will try to talk about it in the next video, maybe tomorrow. But I will leave a link to this website. You can click it and find all the information and much, much more there for your living your best life. But this only happens after you heal your inner wounds. I hope my beauties it was helpful, and I hope some of you would find this information useful and healing. I really, really believe, I want to believe so. Namaste.